Okay, so we're going to go through this worksheet 6.5, just do a few for help on this section. So the first, number one on worksheet 6.5 has y is less than negative 2/3 of x plus 4. So one of the things you want to do, you want to identify m and b. So remember, y equals mx plus b is how we graph these. So m, in this case, is the negative 2 over 3. Now I'm going to make it negative 2 over positive 3. The negative can only go with one of them. So when I graph this, I'm eventually going to go down 2 and right 3. But the b is the y-intercept, so that's 4, as we identify those things, comparing it to that. So we start with b. We're going to go up 4. We're going to put a dot on the y-intercept. So put a dot on y. Secondly, don't draw the line yet. Be careful. We'll talk about that again when we did this lesson the other day. But we're going to go down 2 and then right 3. Put another dot. Down 2 squares, right 3. Down 2 squares, right 3. Now, if you want to go the opposite, you can go up 2 squares and left 3. And we could have written it like that. Up 2, left 3. That has one negative sign. That's going to make it negative. Okay, but now we look. And the sign is a less than sign. It doesn't have the equal on it. If it had the equal, we'd make a solid line. So since it does not, we make it a dashed line. Okay, now we have to decide as we read this thing. We talked about it in the lesson. Y is, as I go from left to right, I hit the smaller side first here. We read in math from left to right. So y is less than. So if I put my pencil on here, am I going to shade up or down? Because the y's are less, so I shade down. So these are the areas that would work. Now you could use a test point. You could put the point 0, 0 in. 0, 0 should work if I put it in here. 0 is less than negative 2/3 times 0 plus 4. 0 is less than 4. So yes, so I would shade the area that 0, 0 is in. 0, 0 is just an easy one to go. But I usually just learn to read it. Y is less, so y being less goes down. If y is greater, it goes up. That's the easiest way. All right, now we're going to do number 3. So number 3 doesn't have it in the form that we like. It doesn't have it in mx plus b form. So I advise that we usually put it in mx plus b form. So we'll subtract 3x. We get negative 2y is less than negative 3x plus 4. Now remember, there are rules with the signs. This sign sometimes needs to get flipped around. If you subtract, it doesn't change it though. It's only when you divide by certain numbers or multiply by certain numbers. So I'm going to divide by a negative. Dividing by a negative will change all 4 signs in this problem. There are 4 signs. First of all, a negative divided by a negative becomes a positive y, so that one changed. Secondly, this sign will flip around because you divided by a negative. This one was negative 3x, now it's positive 3 over 2x. This one was positive 4, now it's negative. All 4 signs changed. Dividing or multiplying by a negative changes all the signs, including the inequality. Now, m is 3 over 2. B is negative 2. So we go down 2 and we put a dot. From here, we go up 3 over 4. Up 3 over 4. And since it's got an underline, it's a solid line. Sorry, my board is a little goofy in that one spot. It always makes a wrinkle. But then y is, how would we read that? Y is, it hits the big side as we go from left to right. So y is, no, it's greater than. Because it hits the big side, so the numbers get bigger. So we shade up there. Now that's how you have to do the other 2. I'm going to let you do 2 and 4 on your own. Okay. going to do these couple at the bottom. Number 5 says you have to write the inequality. So now we're doing this backwards, okay? So first of all, we got to figure out where this one crosses. I think this one crosses at 4, so B is 4. Do you agree? Now we have to get to another corner. So I think to get to another corner, it goes down 3 and right 1. So that would be negative 3 over 1, which we can just write as negative 3. Now, they shaded above the line. So as we start to write this, y is greater or less if it's up. Greater. Should it have the equal sign, yes or no? Yes. And then negative 3x plus 4. Okay, so I want to give you approximately 30 seconds to try this other one. Since we are making this video, I don't want to wait too long. But I want to see if you can find M and B, see if you can write it for the next one. And then we'll check this one. We'll do number 6 yet. Still going. Those watching at home, you can skip ahead in the video as needed. But y is which sign? Less than. Does it have the equal? No, because it's a dashed line. Okay? Now we need an M and a B. B looks like what? Negative 2. Now you got to get to another square. I think it's up 1 over 1. So M is 1 over 1, which is just 1. So that would mean it's 1x minus 2, but we usually just write x. We usually don't write 1x minus 2. So y is less than x minus 2. All right, number 7. Same thing. Y is, what's the sign? Greater. Do we put the equal? No. Now, we need an M and a B. B is, careful, change it, negative 4. But then to get to another square, we go up 0 over 1. Or M is 0. So we can write 0x minus 4, but if we have 0x, if we have 0x, the 0 times x disappears, so it's y is greater than negative 4. Okay?